supporting Ukraine politically and militarily while managing internal divisions and institutional limits. The debate over Europe's military future comes amid renewed strain within the transatlantic alliance. Earlier this month, European NATO members pushed back against remarks by US President Donald Trump, who revived his interest in acquiring Greenland, a Danish territory of strategic importance in the Arctic. Trump questioned Denmark's ability to defend the island against hypothetical threats from Russia or China, and declined to rule out the use of force. Danish officials dismissed the scenario as unrealistic, while tensions eased only after NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte intervened, proposing a diplomatic framework to move discussions forward. The episode highlighted ongoing disagreements within NATO and reinforced European concerns about strategic autonomy, without necessarily translating into support for a unified EU army. Kallas has remained one of the strongest advocates for continued military assistance to Kiev and for maintaining pressure on Russia. Following the Brussels meeting, she defended the EU's refusal to reopen dialogue with Moscow, arguing that Russia had offered nothing beyond proposals already discussed through US-led mediation efforts. From the EU's perspective, engagement without meaningful concessions would undermine its strategic position. The bloc continues to emphasize deterrence, sanctions, and support for Ukraine as the pillars of its approach. Moscow, meanwhile, maintains that the roots of the conflict lie in NATO's eastward expansion since the 1990s and the alliance's growing cooperation with Ukraine following the 2014 political upheaval in Kiev. Russian officials argue that Ukraine's neutrality commitments outlined at independence have been systematically eroded. For now, the idea of a single European army appears firmly off the table. EU leaders are signalling that Europe's security future will continue to rely on national forces operating within established alliances rather than a newly constructed military union. As the war in Ukraine continues to reshape political thinking across the continent, the debate over Europe's defence identity is far from over. But Brussels has made one thing clear: reform, coordination, and reinforcement, not reinvention, will define the next chapter of European security. If you found this analysis valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for more in-depth coverage of global power shifts and the decisions shaping our world.